Welcome back to Simple Sacred Home. My name is Paige, and in today's video, I'm taking you with me for a few days in my life, 4 weeks postpartum. So when it comes to my skincare and makeup, I keep things really simple. When I'm in a busy season like I currently am, I honestly just use their daily facial moisturizer, which is called Daylight. For cheeks, I love blush. I am a blush girl through and through, so I am using this Say liquid blush. When I'm doing a super quick look like this, I like to put on my blush, my highlighter, my concealer, everything all at once, and then I blend everything together. I think it just looks the most natural that way. I'll have everything linked down below in case you are interested in the specific shades and things like that. For concealer, today I was using the Kosas concealer, but I also have been using Say's concealer. I also really like Crunchi's concealer. For my brows, I threw on just a little bit of Merit's brow gel, keeping it really simple, and then I'm just going to blend everything out. Curl my lashes, and then I use the L'Oreal Telescopic, which is really thin, so I feel like it makes my lashes really elongated, and then I go in with a thicker wand mascara to thicken them up. This just gives me a really fresh look, but it's super easy and makes me feel a little bit more put together. Alright, so when it comes to newborn, what do you need for a newborn? This is not an extensive video. This is just me sharing a couple of things that I've been loving. So one of the items that I absolutely think is worth every ounce of money, and you don't need to buy this particular brand, so if you can find a more affordable option, I know that there's some other brands that are basically the same thing, but the Solly baby wraps, I absolutely love these, and so does baby. You want to start wrapping them as early as you can. So I started wrapping her a couple weeks after she was born, just because she was a lot smaller than we were expecting. And so after a few weeks, I started wrapping her in the wrap. She absolutely loves it. It's super thin of a material, so no matter what you're wearing, it's comfortable. It's not thick. It doesn't hurt your back or anything like that. She's able to just sleep in it, which is so nice. She feels close to me, and it does allow me to get a little bit more done. Okay, the next thing that I'm going to mention is the Baby Brezza. It's a washer, sterilizer, and dryer. Now, this is not something that I had on my registry. I had no intention of getting this. I've seen so many people talk about it on the internet, but honestly, in full transparency, I had no plans of even using bottles. I was not planning on having to use bottles at all. I did get a pack of Dr. Brown's bottles that I had put on my registry, the glass bottles. They're anti-colic, and I had gotten those just in the rare case that maybe I'll need them, and the reality is that we do use them. I really do like it a lot. And speaking of the Dr. Brown's bottles, we had gotten this sample pack where it's the anti-colic bottles and they were the wide jars with the wide tops on them. And once again, I didn't have any intention of using them, but I just wanted them as backup. But early on, we found out that we were going to need to use them. And I personally didn't like the wide mouth jars. So Dr. Brown's actually does have the narrow jars as well. So we prefer the narrow jars. I highly recommend getting the sample pack, but maybe grabbing a pack of the thin bottles as well, because you never know what your baby's gonna need. And so there was like a day or two where I was waiting for the new bottles to come in and we had just the wide ones, and she didn't like those ones very much. So for me, it would have been nice just to have at least one or two of the narrow ones as well. I'll try to see if I can find a pack that maybe includes the narrow ones in it as well. The sample pack that I got did not include any narrow bottles. It was just wide mouth ones. So I will go ahead and see if they do have a sample pack that has the narrow bottles in there, and I will link it down below if I can find it. Okay, and then the changing table. This was not something I was expecting to deal with, but I love the Design Dua changing station. I loved their little bassinets and Moses baskets, I think they're called. Loved all that. We decided to go with the Newton for our bassinet and not the Design Dua, even though the Design Dua looks way better. I did decide to grab it for our changing table. When we got this, I had gotten 2 extra sets of sheets so that if one set needs to be washed, we had backup. I made sure that they were the waterproof ones. And what I realized when we opened it, it came with this really tiny, thin piece of foam for the changing basket. So the changing basket itself is beautiful. It's super high quality, and it is on the pricier side. So I definitely don't think it's something you absolutely need to splurge on. But if you're willing to splurge on it, it is beautiful. And the basket itself is really good quality. But the little changing foam inside of it was super cheap. I didn't like the little sheets that came with it for covering the changing pad. So I found within the first week, I was constantly changing the changing pads, and they were white. I don't believe that they have any other colors on the website. So they were constantly in and out of the wash, in and out of the dryer. And if you accidentally missed a spot, then you have a big stain on the changing pad, and I just did not like it at all. So I ended up I definitely wanted to keep the basket. I think the basket is beautiful, but I knew that it wasn't going to be the best option long term. So I actually figured out the dimensions of the basket, and I went on Amazon and I found one of these wipeable changing pads. It's gray. It's not super cute or anything like that, but it's a good price, and it has a little buckle. If you wanted to buckle them in, you could. And I grabbed that on Amazon. It's wipeable, so you can just wipe it down if you spill anything on it. And I actually inserted that into the basket so that it's a little bit more supportive than the little piece of foam that the Design Duo one came with. And then I had put a couple packs of swaddles on my registry because I didn't know at first anything about sleep sacks. So I thought that we would be just swaddling in swaddles. I just take the swaddles that I have and I cover the waterproof changing pad. And then if I do need to take off the receiving blanket because it got anything on it, I can take that off, wipe down the pad, and throw the blanket in the wash. I honestly love how it looks so much more now. Speaking of swaddles and sleep sacks, I ended up putting on our registry a couple of the Halo sleep sacks. Our baby just did not enjoy them. A lot of babies like them. We ended up finding these other sleep sacks. These are the Love to Dream swaddle ups. And our baby particularly really liked these ones. They were a lot easier. They just zipped up. So I highly recommend the swaddle up ones. At least maybe get one. If you are looking for a sleep sack, maybe get one of the Halo and one of these and see what your baby likes. Long time no talk. I haven't made a video in a while, and I've been trying to compile clips here and there during these first few weeks with a newborn to compile a video, and then trying to edit and upload it has just been very difficult. Honestly, I tried to pre-record as many videos as I could so that I had time to just be a mom and step into this new role. But even with those pre-recorded videos, I realized, wow, the weeks just fly by. And so there's been a couple weeks where I haven't had a video, and I appreciate you guys for being patient. If you've been wondering where I'm at, truly, it's just been so much to learn, so much going on. And honestly, my entire day has just revolved around learning this new role, and so anything else that I did on a daily basis just got put on the back burner, and has. And obviously being a mother is now my primary role and my number one job, my number one focus, and so obviously this comes first, and then YouTube is here. But I am getting back onto a routine, trying, obviously with a baby, like your routine is going to be constantly changing as they develop and go through new changes, and their schedule's always changing based on like when they need to eat and their development and how long they're napping and all that kind of stuff. But I'm just gonna take you along through my days and try to get footage when I can, and hopefully you guys will enjoy. See you guys soon.